Hi everyone, welcome. Today I speak about fear of trusting God. It's day 5. There's a fear that people don't talk about. Not fear of demons, not fear of failure, fear of trusting God. Because trusting God means releasing control, and control feels safer than surrender. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding." That sounds beautiful until you find yourself in a situation you can't manage. So, here's the scripture. 1 Samuel 13, Saul was waiting for Samuel to arrive to offer a sacrifice. The Philistines were gathering. The soldiers were scattering. Time was running out. Saul panicked, and instead of trusting God's timing, he took control and offered the sacrifice himself. When Samuel arrived, Saul said, "I felt compelled." In other words, I was afraid to wait. Saul didn't just fear the enemy. He feared what would happen if he fully trusted God. And that fear cost him something. Sometimes we don't struggle with believing God exists. We struggle with believing He will come true for us. So we step in. We manipulate outcomes. We rush decisions. We force doors because surrendered feels risky. In our everyday lives, it looks like this. God says, wait, but you move ahead. God says, forgive, but you protect your pride. God says, give, but you hold back. God says, trust me, but you calculate every backup plan that you have. Fear of trusting God says, what if He doesn't show up? What if He asks too much? What if I lose something? But here's what faith understands. You are never safer in control than you are in obedience. Trust is not passive. Trust is courageous, surrendered. And sometimes the real fear isn't losing the battle. It's losing control of the steering wheel. But God has never mishandled a surrendered life. So I want to ask you, are you afraid of a situation, or are you afraid of letting God to lead? Because the safest place you can be is not control. It's in God's hands. Be blessed. I trust to see you in the next video.